Hi, Mary here at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and welcome to another informative video. We try and give you as much helpful information to help you grow more food. That's kind of been our theme for 2020, is grow more food. Behind me you can see, this is not my regular garden, this is my greenhouse, and it looks a little scraggly from the video probably, but we're saving seeds in here, so that's why it looks a little on the crazy side. We've got some Swiss chard here, we've got cilantro here, we've got parsley, back there we've got some sage. It's too hot for broccoli, and that's the topic of our video today. So we've got a lot of new gardeners, and that means that there's a lot more beginner basic information that we need to share. I've been answering a lot of questions, and I'm seeing a lot of questions here, and a lot of people have purchased seeds and they want to plant everything and they want to grow everything right now. Thing is, it's June, depending on when you're watching this video. It's hot. Right now it's been in the 80s and the 90s here in Ramona. For some of you it's cold or cool and it's starting to warm up. I don't know about you, but this year's been a little bit of a weird year. We kind of had winter and then summer. We really didn't have a long spring like we normally do, so a lot of our plants have bolted, and that's what is happening here. So I had a question from someone, and it's that we want our plants to bloom and flower, but bolting is bad, and why is that, and what's the difference? So bolting is when usually your plant is either it's too hot or it's too old and it's gone to seed. So lettuce and broccoli in particular, they're not heat tolerant crops, so they bolt. Cilantro is notorious for bolting when it's too hot. So that means your plant has grown and it's flowered, and it usually gets a little bitter. I'll pull this into view here. This is mustard. It's bolted, and these little seed pods here, we're saving those seeds. So bolting is bad if you're trying to eat the plant, but it's great if you want to save seeds from that plant. So that's what happened to our cilantro here. It's bolted, and we've already started to save some seeds. So let's talk about cool weather crops. It's hot. But let's talk about cool weather crops that you're going to be maybe planting in the future. These are usually spring and fall crops. That includes beets, carrots, rutabaga, radish, spinach in particular, cauliflower, cabbage, kohlrabi. Some people call it winter cabbage or early cabbage. Those, like a pak choi, are ready really early compared to like a bulbing cabbage. It's a little windy in here too. I'm glad this thing is secure. And then collards as well. Collards are a great fall crop. Leeks, I think I mentioned it, but turnips, just in case I didn't. So these are a couple of cool weather crops. These are crops that I'm not planting seeds today. Like I said, it's June. It's hot. Instead, we're going to be planting heat tolerant crops. Now our heat tolerant crops, we're going to do a whole nother video on that, but I wanted to talk to you about heat tolerant crops. Those are okra, peppers, amaranth, Malabar spinach. I know I mentioned spinach in the cool weather crops, but Malabar spinach in particular is a vining spinach, and it does well in the heat. You've got corn, squash, eggplant, cucumber, what else? Tomatoes. There are some tomatoes that are better for the heat, and that would be Matt's Wild Cherry, Homestead tomato, Floridade tomato. Those are all excellent for the heat. So if you're in a place like Florida, Texas, California, Arizona, those are all heat-loving tomatoes. What else do we have? Beans can do well in the heat, and I already mentioned cucumbers. Garlic does well in the heat, but it's a fall planted crop and takes quite a while to be ready to harvest. In fact, we just harvested here this week, and it's June. So we planted in October, harvest in June. Takes a little while, but it's really good. So I'm gonna go into the garden and I'm gonna show you what it looks like when plants bolt when it's too hot. All right, so here you have cilantro. It's going to seed. You can see right here, these are seed pods, and it's not producing leaves. It's producing mostly seeds. Here's another one. I saved this. Normally I would pull these up, but I saved these just for this video so I could show you. This is arugula, and it's bolted. It's gone to flower. This is kale here. It's already producing seed pods, so we can save those seeds. And then this is basil. The basil is pretty easy. It is actually heat tolerant, but we pinch off those flowers so it can continue to produce leaves. This was actually a bunch of different things. You've got mustard here that's also gone to seed. So this is a couple. All right, so now we've shown you what it looks like when it bolts. And I know that this video title is kind of a generalization, it's too hot for broccoli. Because for some of you, depending on when you're watching this, it's not too hot for broccoli. But broccoli typically does best in weather that's about 65 to 75 degrees. And after that, it starts to bolt. So if you are looking to plant something that's heat tolerant, we'll list those down below in the description section. If you're looking to plant, depending on when you're watching this, if you want to know what fall crops or early spring crops that are cool tolerant crops, we'll post the link as well down in the description section. I'm Mary at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and I hope you've enjoyed my video today. If you've got any questions, you could always email mary@marysheirloomseeds.com. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe our videos. We would love to have you ask questions or comment below if you do have any questions. And happy planting. Thanks for joining me.